1, 2, 3, clap. See, I fake clap. You do it every time.
Yeah, of course I do.
That's how you clap. Get in it. Hi, and welcome to Hey Buddy, Nice Podcast. Over there in Scotland, that is Brogan Hastings, who is perfectly fine, not having a hangover whatsoever because they don't drink.
And over there in Australia, dying from a hangover, it's Wayne Giovinazzi.
That's a bit of an exaggeration. I'm not dying. I'm not dying right now. I'm like this morning. Yeah, sure. I was dying a tad. I say this morning. I don't even know what time I got out of bed. That's because I almost physically couldn't. Mm-hmm. And I will tell you why I physically couldn't.
Tell me why you couldn't.
Okay. I think we're going to have to do a choose your own adventure style again. Ooh. It's been a while since we've done one. Because, I mean, you can either learn about my big night out last night or why it was tough for me to get out of bed.
I gotta know why it was tough for you to get out of bed.
All right. It was tough for me to get out of bed because of my new bedding. I have new bedding.
This is not as exciting as I thought it would be. Go back!
Okay, all right. All right. No. Okay, what actually happened was Kathy Bates broke my ankles.
Oh.
Just like in Misery.
I haven't seen her do anything for a while. That's maybe why.
Yeah. No, I just got a new blanket. That's all. I have a weighted blanket.
Oh, so it was because you were comfy. It wasn't actually physically difficult to get out of bed. I'm like, why is this blanket stopping you?
It is physically difficult to get out of bed because this is a 9 kilo fucking blanket.
Oh,
that is on top of me.
Right, okay, weighted blanket, yeah.
Yes, a weighted blanket. Did you know that weighted blankets are filled with glass beads?
Some of them are. I don't think all of them are.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because I guess that's kind of more hygienic than like buckwheat or something like that. Mm-hmm. You would imagine.
Yeah.
Like that's what I hate about what are they called? Like those heat packs that you put in the microwave that are filled with like that sort of shit. Mm-hmm. They just get so stinky and like ugh. And then imagine microwaving wheat day after day after day. It can't be doing any fucking favors for it.
Yeah, and especially when they try to put a scent in there like lavender and you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
After a while
microwave
it's like, no.
lavender. Yeah. No, it doesn't sound right.
No.
But yeah, I was like, because I've been having trouble sleeping because that's a side effect from these meds. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm going to try something. And I'm also cold as well. Mm-hmm. So I need another blanket. And at first I was like, I'm just going to get a pure wool blanket because they're nice and comfy. And then I was looking at weighted blankets, but everywhere's like sold out of them because we're in the start of winter. So people must be buying them all up. Mm-hmm. But then Kez is like, my parents have got one that they don't use and have never used. I'm like, awesome, done, sorted. And so I go and get it, and it is a heavy motherfucker. Mm-hmm. I'm carrying it down. I'm like, oh no, this one's too big. It's going to be the wrong size because they recommend. So you can get like 5 kilos, 7 kilos, and 9 kilos, and you're meant to choose one based on your body weight.
All right.
And yeah, so I weigh this one with myself on the scales, and I do the calculations, and it turns out this is a 9 kilo one. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I think I'm meant to be using a 7 kilo based on my size. Mm-hmm. But then I did some research and it says you should be using a 7 kilo if you were between like 69 kilos and 80 kilos. And I'm like, God damn it. So I weighed myself and I was 80.1 kilos. So I was like, scraped in by 100 grams. That means I'm not suffocating to death under the weight of a weighted blanket. Those glass beads will not foil me.
Oh, it never occurred to me that the reason that it was calculated on your body weight is because it might suffocate you.
Yes.
And that honestly never occurred. It's like, I want the heavier blanket though.
Yeah. No, it will kill a fool. They were recommended not for children, or not recommended for children, you know, the way that the English language works.
All I can imagine is, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's I haven't ever watched Naruto, but there's a scene in it where one of the characters, Rock Lee, and he's been like fighting with a guy, and he's just not fast enough. So his trainer goes out. He's like, "Yeah, you can take the weights off." And he's like, "Really? Okay." And they're like, "It's ankle weights. How bad can it be?" Standing on top of a rock, drops them, and it's like craters. And they're like, "What the fuck?" That's what I'm imagining. Goodness. Like the weighted blanket, like.
Far out. Yeah. Yeah. If you dropped it on me, I wouldn't be happy. Mm-hmm. I feel like it could destroy me, break some bones or something, for sure.
So really, if you want to get out of work, just drop the weighted blanket on you.
Ooh, now we're talking. That's a plan. That's using some thinking.
For legal purposes, that was a joke. We
We
here at Hey Buddy Next Podcast do not recommend breaking your bones with a weighted blanket.
No, not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
Accidental broken bones is perfectly fine. Well,
We still don't
fine.
recommend accidentally breaking your bones.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't sound fun, really, at all.
No.
All right. So, I mean, yeah, that was definitely part of it. Mm-hmm. But I did have to force myself out of bed. Well, actually, thinking of a weighted blanket, the first time I used it was 2 nights ago. So I've used it twice. Mm-hmm. The first night, as I'm falling asleep, or laying there trying to fall asleep, I'm thinking to myself, if I have like a sleep paralysis episode with a weighted blanket on me, that's just going to make it like a million times worse. Because I already can't move, and then I've got this on top. I'm going to think I've got, like, some weird form of cancer that's stopping me being able to move. Oh, like, I don't want that. Mm-hmm. But I think it's working. I think it's helping me sleep, but it's hard to tell, because one night I was, like, totally dead and exhausted from not sleeping much beforehand, and then last night it was from, like, well, being up for a long time and out drinking.
Yeah.
A lot.
So tell us about that.
Well, yeah. So, yeah, this morning I had to force myself out of bed because I did have a killer headache. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, the weighted blanket probably wasn't helping.
No.
And that cleared up pretty quickly. Once I was like, maybe I should get out of bed and drink some water, hydration. But no, it's been a while since I've gone out. And it has been a while since I've had alcohol as well. Mm-hmm. Just mainly because my medication says not to, but only because it can like increase dizziness and tiredness. Well, sour news for you, Jack. That medication don't do that for me. So yep. I figured there ain't going to be any harm. Oh, except for like alcohol poisoning or something like that. Yeah. But no, it's just, caught up with a mate. Went to, what did we do? We went to a place called Cloud9. Which is a smoke shop. They don't sell cigarettes or anything like that, but they do sell dick-shaped bongs. Fair
dues.
Yeah, in varying sizes and colours.
Did you purchase one?
No. I do not smoke bongs.
No.
So I had no need for it. But I think if I was going to purchase a bong, that I should, if I'm purchasing a bong, it's going to be for communal use. So the people have to be serious about smoking to be smoking from my communal dick bong.
Yeah.
But then I don't know, do I go for the smaller size or the larger size?
You have to go with what's funnier. Is it funnier to have a smaller dick bong, or is it funnier to have a big dick bong? I don't like saying those words.
I think we've just got the title, Hey Buddy, Nice Big Dick Bong. I think. See, the small one looked too small, and the big one looked too big. There was,
and the middle one was just right.
Exactly. I'm feeling a bit Goldilocks-y. Yeah. It needs to go in the middle there to be perfect. Yeah. But then, do I go for like the neon green or the fluoro pink or the purple? It's too many choices. There's just such a wide array of dicks for me to choose from.
And that's the only reason you didn't get one.
Yes, that's the only reason. And thank you. I'm so thankful that you are not in control of editing this podcast. Otherwise, you would have made what I just said a drop.
Yep.
So many dicks for me to choose. Here I am saying it again with perfect audio. I'm not doing that.
See, the thing is, it seems like it's a terrible thing for me to not have any control over it, like to put all that pressure on you. However, it's for your own peace of mind.
Yeah, absolutely. But you are recording the Zoom audio, so you do have the opportunity to do it.
See, I had forgotten that until right this second, so thank you for reminding me.
Fuck every duck with a dick bong. But also walking around this store, it's exactly what you expect. There's incense burning, and I don't really overly like the smell of incense, so I didn't like being in there.
Yeah.
But at the back of the store, they had this like big silver like booth thing, and I say to my friend, why do you think they sell portable spray tan booths? They're like, that's a grow tent for growing tomatoes at home. I tell you though, it's just a spray tan booth, portable spray tan booth, 100%. Yeah, makes sense. But yeah, they've got all like the hydroponics and that you would need. They're very big, and like irrigation even is insane. They are very pro grow.
Good stuff.
Then after that, we went to the bottle shop or the liquor store, whatever you want to call it. The bottle-o for those in Australia. And we didn't know what to drink. See, we're both pretty poor at the moment. So we didn't want to be like out at pubs and that, and drinking all night, spending all this cash. So like, we'll just buy a bottle of something. And we couldn't really find anything we liked the look of until we saw this vodka called Fire and Ice. Now, they have the regular Fire and Ice, but that was like $64 or something like that. Then they had the special Gold Flake edition for $50. So we bought the vodka with gold flakes floating inside it.
Did you filter out the gold flakes?
Hell no. We have gold inside of us. Heavy metals.
You could have filtered out that gold and sold it back and made a profit.
Oh, no. No, absolutely not. Because I remember back in the day, there still is a website called cockeyed.com. I think we've talked about it before, where he would do like science experiments. And one of them was how much is inside, and how much is inside Goldschlager, which is a similar drink.
That's where I got this idea from, I think, from us discussing this.
Yeah. So it was, it's not financially feasible. So we decided that we deserved to have gold inside of us. Now, also, this is a standard 700ml bottle of vodka, and over that 12-hour period, we happened to drink it all. Is the first time in a long time we've finished a bottle.
Wow.
Like, I've not... Yeah, teenagers, I think, it was the last time. Yeah. It's insane. Yeah. I say teenagers, like 18 is the legal drinking age in Australia. So it sounds worse than it is. But before that, we went to TGI Fridays because that's what we do. Even though they let us down poorly last time, we decided to try them again. And it was a bit better. Good. And we had Long Island iced tea to get started. So, and then we did end up going to a pub just to use the facilities because we ended up drinking the vodka in my car all night. But it's like
that's
the problem
not dodgy as fuck.
No, not at all. It's great. But the problem is with that if you need to pee, you have to. There's nowhere to pee.
Yeah.
So you have to like go into a pub or bar or something to use their facilities.
The way you say that is like people recommend sitting in your car, and it's a bad idea purely because there's nowhere to pee. Like, no, you're not supposed to sit and drink in your car for a reason.
What? Why not? I didn't have the keys in the ignition. Okay, that's not true because we were listening to music on the car stereo. We were in a car park. The engine was not running.
Who drove?
Oh, okay, so I picked them up and I drove us there, and then we both Ubered home. Like I did, yeah. We didn't.
You left the car there.
Yeah. So I Ubered back today and picked it up. Yeah, so it's all perfectly safe. I mean, I felt like I was sober enough to drive, which clearly was not true because there's 22 standard drinks in that bottle of vodka, and I had half of it, and I also had a Long Island iced tea and a vodka soda lime. So, yeah. Now, in the car park, we were parked 2 cars down from a Tesla, right? And my friend was telling me how like, they know someone who's got a Tesla, and their biggest flex about their Tesla is that they can make the Tesla fart. Yeah, they've got a button on their phone that they push, and the Tesla's outer speakers make fart noises. Yeah. And that got us thinking that it would be funny to fart back on the Tesla. Not that we did. Because my friend was like, I wish I could fart on command because I would just go over there and fart on their Tesla. And I'm like, that's a little weird. Yeah. And then I'm thinking, if you're trying to force it too much, an accident may happen. So you could just imagine the Tesla owner coming back to their car and being like, why is my Tesla covered in shit? And is that gold flakes?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a long night. I picked him up at like 3:30 and didn't get home till like 4 a.m.
That's a long time.
It is. But then again, you consider like two drinks in the first hour and then one every hour. Maybe I was sober enough to drive. I don't know.
No.
Okay. I knew better then too, so I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't. Yeah. Have you been up to anything recently, or just like suffering through work?
Suffering through work, as per usual.
We didn't go into it last week, but you were going to complain about Derek, your boss, in bonus content. Mm-hmm. I feel like this could almost become a regular bit.
What has
complaining about Derek
done to piss Brogan off this week?
Has he done anything this week?
No, but Derek forgets I exist to the point that I have made memes of, like, I have a meme on my phone that's Kermit looking out a rainy window, and it's one of those, when will my husband return from the war kind of thing. It says, when will my boss remember I exist? And I send that to my work colleagues on the regular.
Yeah. I feel like that's a good thing, isn't it? Is it?
Sometimes. Sometimes it's quite nice to be left alone and just get on with shit. See when you're trying to... See when people are moaning at you and you can't do anything because your boss is dealing with it and he's not answering them, so they're moaning to you saying, we need to get this done. It's like, I literally can't do anything.
Hey, Brogan, this is starting to sound a little bit like coffee talk.
Ooh.
It's time for Coffee Talk. Saving those turtles one straw at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose I do often complain about Derek while drinking a Monster, and that is my equivalent of coffee, because it's caffeine.
Yeah, that's right.
But
I can just picture you holding your Monster energy drink, smoking a cigarette, and be like, that fucking Derek, I tell ya.
Where are you? You little piece of shit.
Oh, yes. I forgot about this. We didn't tell the cheese bags about it. Hang on. No. We can put the zoom up. I don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
In my care package for Brogan in Vegas, Brogan now also has some fake cigarettes. They do look so authentic though, don't they?
They do.
Like, look at that. Look at that. They look real. Man, we look so cool right now.
Smoking ain't cool, kids.
Little kids, if you're watching us right now, just know you'll never be as cool as us.
The bar is so fucking low.
That's not good for us.
No.
That's
So yeah,
we almost had I guess this can go under coffee talk as well.
Before you go any further, I would like to say my biggest problem with Derek is that I like Derek. Derek and I get on really, really, really well.
Yeah.
When he remembers I exist.
Yep. Not as a boss, he's probably an alright kind of guy.
He's awesome. He's like, the conversations we have that are not work related. Great. Love it. Would talk to Derek forever. Work related, I'm like, oh man, you're going to give me a fucking heart attack.
I thought you were going to say complex, and I'm like, another one?
Yeah. To add to the collection.
Yes. As you take a sip of your Monster, very much needed and deserved. But this is also coffee talk for you, because last week we had some trouble with our episodes. with episode number 80, Hey Buddy, Nice Secretly Riding a Horse, I was meant to beep out some stuff.
Oh God, yes.
Yes, and I did in the edit. I did it, but when I exported it, that audio track was muted. And I didn't realize.
So one of the few times that you've sent me the link and then posted the episode before I've had a chance to listen to it, you couldn't wait until I'd listened to it. No, I had to listen to it and go, I listened to it. It was one of the few times I was going into the office and was listening to it on the tram.
It's because we were past, it was late and it needed to go up.
And I told you before, we're the only people give a shit about
Yes,
posting
I
at the same
know.
time. You've
Anyway.
have you learned your lesson?
Well, look, you're a little bit angry, and you politely wanted to let me know that I'd made a mistake and that maybe it needs to be rectified.
Kindly,
So you
very
sent me,
kindly.
you sent me this. Oh God, I just realized I hearted it. You sent me this voice memo on Messenger.
Yep.
You didn't bleep out anything, you fuckhead!
When I got that, I was like, oh my fucking God. And that is genuine anger, surely. It has to be. It sounds so genuine.
It's not as genuine as it sounds. I was laughing.
I don't know.
I was laughing. The reason I was...
Didn't sound like it.
I was in public. I was walking to work.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Were there people looking around at you like,
oh, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. People were staring. That's why I just cut the message off and I was like, put the phone away.
Yeah.
Let's not do anything else.
Oh, but my goodness. I was like, I straight away took the episode down and re-exported. Yeah. And re-uploaded it. So some of you probably heard it. Possibly, potentially.
Yeah.
That's my bad. Sorry, Brogan. my heartfelt apologies.
At least you fixed it right away. But what have we learned from this?
We've learned that if we don't post on a regular schedule, then our listener numbers do alter and change. So I should always post, regardless if you've listened to it or not.
Okay, let's edit that. What should we do? We should edit the episode earlier and give it to Brogan earlier so Brogan can listen to it.
Oh, yes. Sure. Yeah.
If you insist on posting on a regular schedule, then give me the fucking draft.
I had to go back to real work last week. God damn it.
Boo-hoo.
No, I think, okay. No sympathy there from you whatsoever. Yep. You sound just like my boss. No sympathy whatsoever.
No sympathy. No. None.
But that wasn't our only episode issues last week.
We had many episodes traumas last week.
Because I was going back to work, I was like, I thought I might be having some issues with that. I was like, can we just record one episode? And Brogan was like, yep. That's cool. We've still got that bank episode, don't we? Which we recorded like 10 episodes ago. It was episode 71. It was originally going to be episode 71.
We recorded it before I went to London, which if you listen to it's quite obvious.
Yeah. And during the recordings, we were during the bonus content of for last week, it just happened to be that I downloaded something from our shared drive where Brogan uploads their half of the audio recording, and it just said Brogan Bank 1. I'm like, okay, because you asked me, did we still have it? And I looked on my computer. I was like, oh, it's on my hard drive, and no, it wasn't. So I downloaded this. I opened it up, skipped to a random point, and it was you talking about fries creams, the chocolates, and I'm like, oh, that must be correct, because we went down such a fucking fucking fatty rabbit hole on that episode.
It was only food. I think we only talk about food.
It was all food, yeah. And then, did I link you to that one? Or did I just post that as well?
I think you must have just posted it.
Yeah, I knew that there was nothing bad in it, at least. You want the bedroom light off? Hey,
okay, Google, bedroom off.
So Kez just asked me to turn off the bedroom light, and I went to say, hey, my home assistant, but I almost said, hey, buddy, turn off bedroom light.
I would suggest changing your home assistant's name to Buddy, but that's
a good idea. No, I can't.
Yeah.
That'd be bad for when we record. When I went to edit that episode, the audio just didn't match up. I'm talking about one thing, you're talking about something else, like, oh my God, this is not right. This is the bank episode from when we were in Vegas, week 1. Oh no, what on earth? Because we've been having to empty out space on our Google Drive because we've only got 15 gig or something like that.
Something like 2 gig. It's like nothing.
No, it's like 13 or 15.
All right, well.
It's not 2. because so I can upload the episodes for Brogan to do their checks on to make sure I've beeped everything out, etc. Not left an hour of silence at the end of an episode.
Yeah.
So in cleanup mode, I've seen it say Brogan episode 71 and just deleted it, thinking, well, we're up to 80 now, and emptied the recycle bin.
Yep.
Brogan's half of the audio, for all intents and purposes, was gone, dead to the world.
Yep.
It was a leaf floating on the breeze, and then it burst into flames because of global warming, and then disintegrated.
You set it on fire, looked at it, and went, "Why would Google do this?"
Exactly. It's Google's fault. But I mean, good on Google. I tell you, Google. I tell you.
You're a real
spying
one.
on us, keeping our information even when it's gone. Thanks. Thank you for that invasion of privacy, because it saved that episode.
Yep.
Because they have a feature where you click on a button in their help page to restore things that have been completely deleted. And if it's within the last 25 days, they will restore it back onto your Google account, onto your Google Drive. And it was there. It was magical. They pulled through. Even though they're like being a bit rude about keeping our information and shit and our data, which they're not meant to keep. It's like, it's okay. Anything we restore, we will not see the names of, and we also cannot access the content of it. Yeah, sure, Google. I believe that.
I mean, they know that we're all fucking idiots. Like, I know y'all go and delete shit that you need. So, so you click delete. I'm going to keep it in this box. So when you remember in 10 days that you actually do need it, I can pull it out the box.
Yeah, but they're saying they're only keeping the forever deleted stuff for 25 days. I don't think that's true. I think they're keeping it forever in their data centers.
I mean, is there anything we don't want them to keep?
I mean,
if they want to archive Hey Buddy Nice Podcast, that's on them. No accounting for taste.
Yeah, that's their problem. That's their fault.
Yeah. I mean, if they want to... my Google Drive is literally just full of pictures of Penn and Teller and episodes of The Nanny. I mean, if they want to save that, then that's on them.
Legally obtained episodes of The Nanny.
Absolutely.
Oh, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Have you set up your PlayStation 5?
No.
That update brought to you by the fine folks at Sony.
I will one day.
Yeah. Our good buddy Chris, he was in Vegas.
He was in Vegas.
This past week.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was living our best life. And I learned that that's the first time he's been to Vegas without us.
Yep.
That blew my mind a little bit. Yeah. And he said that you twisted his arm to go to the big Piff the Magic Dragon show.
Well, there was a couple of things, because Chris and I talk quite regular, and he was saying, that work were possibly sending him to Vegas, and I was like, yeah, do it, go, please do it. So, he gets to his hotel, and of course he takes pictures from his window because he can see the Rio, and he sends it to me, and then I cry because I'm like, the Rio, my beloved, I want to be there.
If you could wed an inanimate object, it would be the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada.
We love and support the Rio in this house.
Home of the Penn and Teller
Home
Theatre.
of the Penn and Teller Theatre. Oh, I love and miss the Rio. So he did that, and then I was like, so before he went, I said, you need to tell the ICS boys that you're going to be there. You need to tell two characters in the Clown Boys that you're going to be there. And he's like, I was like, no, you need to do it. Go to the churn. And he's like, oh, okay. So yeah, I twisted his arm to do a lot of things from like halfway across the world. So he wasn't sure if he'd make it to the churn because this was a work trip. It was a work trip. They ended up adding a couple of days onto. And it finished just before, like an hour before they started recording. So I like texted him about like half an hour before they start recording, and I'm like, please tell me you got away from work. Please tell me you made it to the churn. He's like, yeah, I'm on my way. I was like, good. If they zoom, you have to wave. And they didn't zoom.
If they twitch.
If they twitch. That's the word.
It was a very good episode as well.
It was awesome.
It had one of my favourite callbacks.
Which one was that?
It's a certificate, not a degree.
Oh yeah, I did.
So good.
I love that because that's not even that's not a bucket show thing. That's not an ICS thing. That is purely Chris on improv.
Yeah,
that is a Chris
It's an
callback.
inside joke. It is a very inside joke for us.
Love it.
It was great.
So that.
But when Chris told me that he was that he was at the Flamingo to see Piff, he was like, he said to me, I think I'm gonna name drop you, Wayne.
Well,
I'm like, do it.
Well, the exact conversation that I had with him was, what are you doing after the churn? He's like, oh, I don't know. I might go and... I was like, are you going to go see Mystere? Are you going to go see Piff? And it's like, oh, I don't know. I mean, I've got a long travel tomorrow. I don't know. I've got to start early. Yeah. And I'm like, go and see Piff. Do it. And then say hi to him, Jaden Piffles, after the show and tell him Wayne and I said hi. And then ask him to be on Who Scoops. I just shout at Chris all the time. Yeah. I was like, okay, I'll do it. Yeah. He's like, I'm going to see Piff. Thanks for the nudge. I was like, good. Enjoy on my behalf. Go and live my best life. Yeah.
See, Chris just said to me, head to see Piff thanks to Matt. No mention of you.
Yeah.
And I said, nice. And he said, I'm going to name drop you. I'm like, ha ha ha, do it. And then about, what is it, hour and a half later, he sends me a message that said, Jade stole my phone. What did you do? I'm like, what? And then next thing I see, there's a video from Piff the Magic Dragon in my inbox, direct from Chris. And this is the message from Piff.
Hello, it's me, Piff the Magic Dragon. Saying hello, Brogan.
And Wayne and Kev.
No, you're not turning around for me.
No, they're dead to me.
No, they're not dead. Hi, I love you, I miss you.
Wayne and Kev, you're dead to me. Dead to me.
What did you do?
Thank
you. First of all, have to say, Miss Jade Simone, absolutely the best.
We love her.
As always.
We miss you, Jade. We love you.
Yeah, 100% stan Miss Jade Simone. Always and forever.
Always.
Piff, buddy.
Love you, buddy.
This explains
British
why
solidarity.
I haven't heard back from my last couple of emails, friend. I mean, look, this just cements in the fact that, yes, everybody does love Brogan Hastings, at least more than Wayne.
Yeah.
and you can take that both ways. They love you more than they love me, and they love you more than I love you.
Yeah.
Especially after that.
Yep.
I do like that from Chris. It's like, what did you do? It's like, I don't know. I guess I just wasn't born Brogan.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, yes, but...
I love you both. Love you, Piff. I love you, Wayne and Kez. I love you, Piff and Jade. Yeah, just... People love me.
Shout out to Gary.
Yeah, well, there we go. Maybe Gary loves you more than he loves me.
Maybe. I hope so. Just 1 out of 8 billion would be nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Maybe, no, I don't know. I was going to say, maybe I love me more than I love you, but it's like, certainly not. No love for myself at all. As I sit here smoking a fake cigarette.
I don't believe it.
Oh, we didn't get to my coffee talk. Yeah, I guess, yeah, my coffee talk is...
Will we... Just speaking of Chris, and Chris sending things.
Oh, yeah, let's continue with that.
Let's continue with that, because obviously Chris made me cry a lot over the thing. Sending me pictures of the Rio, sending me pictures of Vegas, sending the video thing. But he also... So on Friday night...
Sent you a voice message yelling at you, calling you a fuckhead?
He would never do that.
No.
He
no
wouldn't
good friend
fucking
would.
Dare. Chris knows better.
He probably also wouldn't make a fuck up in editing his podcast, Who Scoops.
But anyway, so Chris sent me a message on Friday and said, I have a surprise. Are you sitting down? And I'm like, ooh, surprise. I'm like... Trying to think. I was like, yeah, no. Tell me. And I'm thinking, he's finally got hold of Mr. Dave Donnelly for Who Scoops or something like that. He's like, I'm going to send you a link. So I'm like, okay. So he sends me a link.
And it was the Link Hotel and Casino in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, God, if only. No, he sent me a link to a OneDrive video. And I'm like, okay, what is this? This motherfucker... who I love and adore, got me a cameo from Danny Davis.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know Danny Davis was doing cameos.
He'd stopped for a while and then was SAG-AFTRA.
Needs to make a bit of bank.
Apparently, Chris had subscribed because both Lauren Lane and Danny Davis are on Cameo.
Yeah.
And it came up, Danny Davis is back. And I went, I'm getting this for Brogan. So yeah, and what Danny Davis does is, because Chris had said, for my friend Brogan loves the nanny, Brogan loves, Niles and Cece and stuff. He'd done it all as Niles.
Of course, he has to.
But we're on Niles and Cece now. And it's just 5 minutes of him talking about, like, them. And I love it. And,
Is that something you're willing to put on bonus content?
I will put on bonus content, yeah.
We'll do that.
He does specifically say it because of the strike and stuff. He's like, don't post this to social medias and stuff. And I'm like, we support the strikes. We support the unions.
Yeah, of course.
And all that. So, yeah. But just, literally 5 minutes of him saying, this is where Niles and Cece are now.
Awesome.
And do you want to hear the voicemail that I sent back to Chris?
If it doesn't end in "you fuckhead," I'm gonna be very disappointed.
I mean, it's literally. Well, let me turn up.
I could hear that already.
My boy! My boy! Look at him! He's so handsome and he's talking about Niles and Cece. He's so pretty. Oh my god. I literally fucking screamed. I love that. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm literally crying.
I was going to say, I can hear literal tears.
Oh, I'm going to save that forever. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, literally, I screamed.
Yeah.
I was literally crying. I think the only thing possible that could have topped that was if it had been a cameo from Taylor. And that's not physically possible because Taylor isn't on Cameo. So, yeah.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to make a Taylor doesn't speak joke, and I was going to have to reprimand you.
I would never dare insult my boy like that. Although, having
Good
said
choice.
that, are you aware that... So, I don't know if you remember Penn talking about this, but he'd mentioned that he'd done a thing with two British comedians called Rob and Romesh. Do you remember him talking about this?
Yes, yeah. Rob, Ramesh Ramanganathan and Rob,
Beckett.
Not Bryden, Beckett, yeah.
So, that's for their series, Rob and Romesh versus, and it's Magic in Vegas. That series, that episode is the first episode of Series 5, which just started. So,
cool.
And I knew it was coming up, but I didn't realise it started, and it was Mum that actually said to me, "Oh, Penn and Taylor are on Rob and Romesh." I was like, "Oh, I'll have to watch that." Have you seen it?
Not yet. No, I didn't even know it was out yet.
I will send you a link to it.
Good.
But Rob Beckett is so fucking bad at learning magic. Bear in mind, this is a Penn and Taylor thing. So Taylor is in character. Taylor does not speak. Penn, after about 10 minutes on screen, 5 minutes of them teaching Rob and Romesh magic, Penn looks at the camera and goes, "We're going to let Taylor speak and we're going to edit it out." Because Rob was just not getting this at all. And even then, Taylor's just looking at him like, "Oh my God, what the fuck?" And even my mum was like, "Poor Taylor."
Far out.
It was just, oh my God. It was so funny. It was so funny.
Rob Beckett got yelled at by Taylor.
It wasn't even, it was just pure pity. Because it was like he was doing the French drop and then looked surprised at what he had done. It's like, what the fuck? But
shit.
So yeah, that was very sweet. I like the fact that my mum and dad now, they see Penn and Taylor on stuff and they watch it and they tell me about it, and like with people sending me the nanny. I have been sent the nanny, that meme with Sarah Connor and Fran Drescher.
Yes.
I've been sent that 3 separate occasions and I fucking am living for it. I love it.
Yeah, I did see it.
Send me
on
all
our
the memes.
Facebook.
Send me all the things. Love it.
Yeah.
I love that people see the nanny stuff and go, "You know who would like this? Brogan." And you're fucking right. I would like it.
Anything the nanny, it's send it Brogan's way.
Yep.
Especially if it's Danny Davis.
Especially if it's Danny Davis or Lauren Lane.
Yeah.
I would die for Lauren Lane. She's so fucking pretty. She really is. She's fucking stunning.
Oh, have we got any other Chris stories that you want to talk about?
That might be. I mean, like I say, you keep sending me shirts that go hard because that's one of our favourite things. Oh, when he was in the turn, I was talking to because he said I tested the boys' blood types. I was like, oh, nice. What are they? He said Matt is A positive, Jacob is A negative. That fits. And I was like,
yes.
A plus for Matt Donnelly, 10 out of 10 certified good boy. So I was like, he said, no Twitch. I was like, oh, did you have fun at least? Did you annoy Matt? Did you praise Paul? He says, no, we're still recording. So I'll sneak in some annoyance now. I'm like, no, be nice to my boy.
Well, again, you should have told Chris to say, play the Hey Buddy Nice podcast, Jock versus Nerd, audio Jock versus Nerd.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do because I feel like
happens.
at this point it's like listening back to old episodes.
It's not. It holds up. It's all right. Yeah, because I listened to it again before I sent it just to make sure it wasn't cringeworthy.
Yeah,
it's fine. I was gonna say something. ICS, Chris, Jock vs. Nerd. No, it's gone from my head forever.
Chris did get
it's like a leaf floating in the wind, lighting on fire, burning to ash. Yeah.
Chris did get a triple threat in, which was very funny.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
It was to do with t-shirt cannons. What's the difference between Oh, mother, I apologise for the words about to come out of my mouth. What's the difference between your mother and a t-shirt cannon?
What?
One gets rammed and shoots out white loads and the other's a t-shirt cannon.
Yes, yeah. Also, I'm very excited for the next episode of Hey Buddy Nice podcast because it almost took a year, but we're finally going to be thanked as ice cream truck drivers.
Yeah!
Since we paid them. It's going to happen next episode. It is.
Are we definitely going to...
Yes, because we were thanked at the end of the episode, of the latest episode.
Yeah.
In the H's, and they're up to the first H in the ice cream truck driver thank you. So if we're not, I'll be very surprised, unless there are a lot of H's.
I forgot that you get thanked as an ice cream truck driver and thanked regular.
Well, yeah. You get your regular.
You get your regular thanks.
And it was, Hey Buddy, nice podcast with Brogan and Wayne. So yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing that in the dulcet tones of Jacob the audio guy.
I found a meme the other day that I forgot. I was looking through my Twitter for something. I found a tweet that I posted that was me anytime I see any Christian iconography. And it's Jacob the audio guy?
Yeah. Well, how are we going? Oh yeah, we still got time. We're doing nicely. So I'm gonna circle back to my coffee talk complaint. I'm never going to be drinking. Like, I won't say never, but I'm very seldom now going to be having McDonald's coffee. I will not be getting the Macca's coffee.
Why?
Because they've, sure, all right, enviro-friendly, that's all good, whatever. I mean, they've moved to these very flimsy paper cups, which isn't a problem. I'm fine with that. But they're also gone to this paper mache almost lids.
Ooh.
And it makes the coffee taste disgusting. Take a page from a decent cafe's book and use the enviroplastics made from plants, which are biodegradable. That does not alter the taste of the fucking coffee.
I mean, thinking about it, it probably wouldn't put me off because I never keep the lid on. I keep the lid on to keep the heat in, and then when I take a drink, I take the lid off. Take a drink, put the lid back on.
Well, it's usually if I'm driving, if I'm having a McDonald's coffee.
That's
so,
true.
Yep. I had one today because we had enough points on the app to get a free one. I didn't even finish it. It was that bad. It's terrible,
Sad
terrible,
times.
terrible. Yep. Not good. It's not good. So, yep, it's the end of an era. No, the coffee was never that great anyway. Yeah, terrible. Oh, yeah, so Chris had the boys to do their blood typing.
Yeah.
I had to get a blood test the other week.
Oh.
Yeah. And but so did Kez. So we went to the phlebotomy place, the clinical labs place, and Kez doesn't like it at all. So I'm fine, right?
Yeah.
I just don't look.
Yeah.
I'm all right. No issues. So Kez goes first, so I can hold her hand and all that, and yep, done. No problem. And then as like the phlebotomist is like doing the paperwork for Kez's stuff, writing names on test tubes filled with blood, it's time for me to sit in the chair while she's getting ready. And I'm like, I'm starting to feel very woozy right now and very faint. Yeah, this doesn't happen to me.
Yeah.
For blood. I'm like, I didn't watch Kez's blood getting taken. I did see the vials filled with blood, but I was not fazed with it. But I was like, I was going to fall over. I had to sit on the chair. And yeah, like they got me water and jelly beans in case of blood sugar and stuff. And my hearing just like totally went as well.
Yeah, had that. Like when your blood pressure drops. Yep.
Yeah, Kez was like, yeah, you're going white, almost yellow. It's like, fucking hey.
Yeah.
And they couldn't take my blood that day. Yep. So I show up the next day and same phlebotomist, and she was like, oh, wow, I didn't expect to see you back so soon. It's like, well, this doesn't happen.
Yeah.
This is a one-off occurrence. It's like, let's do this. I'm fine. So, yeah, it was very interesting.
Yeah.
It was different. Yeah. All right. We're going to have to, again, like, we're going to have to go into art talk because it's that time of the show. But we just don't have any music for art talk because we, like... How are we meant to know? How are we meant to know when art talk begins? It's like when it's like swearing around the world, like we hear some music playing and I drop my voice a little bit and it's time for swearing around the world.
But it's not, don't give the people a false impression.
No. Sorry, it's not time for swearing around the world. It is time for art talk, allegedly. So Brogan, tell us about your artworks this week.
So I've really only got 2 to talk about, and only one of them has been posted. So I've been reading Spawn from the start, and I mean like from issue 1. Bear in mind, there's like 350 issues. If you with the fucking hand up, what?
Yeah, it's more of a statement than a question, and that is, I hate you, because every time you say Spawn, I hear the Spawn drop, and I can't do it because my throat is shot from drinking all last night.
I mean, I almost said to Chris, take a bundle of 5s and pay Jacob, and I will pay you back. That is still my favourite bit, and every time I'm in the churn, I will say right here and right now, I will pay Jacob the audio guy $5 every time he presses the Spawn button. I have to be in the proximity to give him the $5, or I could just, Venmo and PayPal and whatever. But I will do it.
Don't start that up. No.
Best $48 I ever spent. So anyway.
And got back.
So anyway, I've been reading it from the start. Because I do, it's a good series, it's an interesting series, and I want to know what's going on. So, yeah. But, so reading it, one of the early issues, maybe about issue 11, there's a panel there where, so for context, Spawn has a limited amount of power he can use. So he can use, like, abilities and stuff, but he can only use it a limited amount of time. So he
and when it's done, it's gone, it's spent, no more ability powers ever. End of comic book series. Spoiler alert, that's not what happens.
I know that. I don't know how it happens. That's kind of what I want to figure out. That's why I'm reading it.
Yeah.
So he decides that, I mean, he was like ex-CIA, ex-whatever. So he can kill people. He decides that, I'm not going to use my powers. He goes and steals guns from the military. And the actual panel is him, and I mean covered in big-ass fucking guns and bullets and whatever. And it's him standing there saying, I'm better than that. Yeah. And it made me laugh out loud. I'm like, this is unintentionally the funniest Spawn thing I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
It has the same energy as that bit from Hot Fuzz where Danny is loading up a shotgun. It's like, shame.
Yep. Which is one of your favourite reaction gifs.
It really is. It really is. It's definitely up there. It's probably one of my favourite, definitely one of my favourite non-Teller gifs.
Yes.
So I redrew that gif as Spawn loading up a shotgun.
Spawn.
Thing. Shame.
Yeah. And that was just posted in a comment on your own post as well. It wasn't just like posted out.
Yeah.
On Twitter full.
Yeah, I posted.
I wonder if I missed it until today.
Yeah, I posted a picture of the panel and then replied to myself saying it's got the same energy as this GIF, and then replied to that saying I don't even have an excuse for this with the Spawn version. So that made me laugh. But the second thing is I'm doing one of my postcards for Penn Sunday School. So I watch the live streams, and the reason I watch the live streams is because if Penn says anything that he shouldn't, it's probably going to get cut out of the episode. But Reddy can't do that in real time. And it's very, very fucking funny to watch Penn know that he shouldn't be saying shit and watching Matt panic like, I'm going to get shouted at by Glenn. Yeah. Knowing that if Glenn was watching, he would have a fucking heart attack. I can say this now because I know that it's been out on news channels that he's doing this, but he was talking about being on Wheel of Fortune. Oh. And his thing is going, Wheel of whatever. And he just kept doing that, and Matt is going like, shut up, shut up. Shit. And I was sitting there and I'm like, all I could picture was it has been 0 days since Penn last broke an NDA.
Yep. So, is that the postcard that you're working on, is it?
So that is the postcard, and it is Matt holding up the sign saying it's been 0 days, whatever. Yep. And I've got Glenn there as well. And I'm like, I feel Penn should be in there. And I mean, like, should that be Glenn? Should that be Reddy? I feel like it should be Glenn because Glenn is the one that's like, texting, saying, shut the fuck up. But I need to put Penn in there somewhere. Or I can't do a postcard without Penn on it, surely.
No, it is Penn's Sunday school. Exactly. Why would Penn sign a postcard without him on it? I mean, he might be like Teller, where Teller will just sign anything.
Teller does just sign anything. I love it. Yep. We stan him.
He doesn't even look. He's just like, scribble.
Yeah. I could probably just present my arm to him and he would sign it. That's the hope.
Do it. Yeah.
So,
do it.
So yeah. So I might send it to you and get your opinion of it. I might post the draft I might send you the draft to post to Patreon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yep. We'll do that. Do that. All right. Anything else you would like to discuss art talk wise?
That's it for now. I'm trying to do things.
Trying to art.
I'm trying to art, and it's not working. If I owe you anything, I'm probably aware that I owe you, and I'm working on it. I'm trying. I swear.
I know I owe people things for not so good at this. Oh, hang on. I guess that means it's time for the podcast within the podcast. The not so good at this podcast.
Not so good at this.
The first comic we're looking at today is comic number 433. Working title, Hate Work. It's 4 panels long, and in the first panel we see 2 people having a chat. And the first person says,
I hate work.
And in the second panel, their friend replies, I get it. A lot of people don't like their job. And in the third panel, the first person continues,
Let me rephrase that. I hate fucking working.
That's the comic. And that comic is big thanks to Ryan G, who knows work is a tool used to keep the masses under control of a totalitarian regime. Again, I didn't read it beforehand, so I totally forgot what it said.
Not so good at this.
And the other comic we're looking at today is Sad Pirate comic number 37, working title Jenga, and it's 3 panels long. In the first panel, we see Sad Pirate, that's his name. In the first panel, we see Sad Pirate about to play a game of Jenga with one of his mates. And the mate is saying, you go first, Captain. And in the second panel, Sad Pirate, tongue out, focusing in on that Jenga piece. Right up the top, very close to the top, 3rd line down, starts to pull it out. And in the last panel, the tower has just magically collapsed under its own weight and is left there holding the Jenga piece. That's the comic. That's it. That is the not so good at this podcast for this week. And you know what, Brogan? I think that is probably the Hey Buddy Nice podcast for Tuesday or Monday or wherever you live in the world, whatever day it happens to be. So I don't think we've got anyone to thank, no patrons, but we can, look, but if you would like us to say your name for some reason, I mean, yeah, it's fun, you get recognition, but it's not just that, you can also get a slew of other stuff, like, there's a lot of planes flying past you this week, Brogan.
I have the window open because the heater was on, so I opened the window to get air, meant to close it before we started recording, and then forgot, and then heard a plane and went, fuck!
Shame. But yeah, look, there's bonus content every week. We're so far we're keeping that schedule. So, and there's about 28 plus episodes, I think, of bonus content currently. There's going to be other stuff like Brogan's cameo from Danny Davis. If you'd like to see that, it's a few bucks our way, and you get that extra stuff. And that's just patreon.com/night. Patreon.com/nicepodbud. Me talk well. But that's fine if you're unable to support us financially. We don't expect that, really. What really helps us is if you interact with us on social media at nicepodbud on all social media channels, interacting with our posts, sharing, liking, and just telling your friends or people who might like the show. You know, the full circle scheme. Suggest it so often that they don't have a choice but to eventually listen and then love us so much, or at least love Brogan so much, that they will recommend it back to you. Brogan is grinning and nodding there. And our website is finally back up and running in its full capacity, and so is our email. So if you want to get in contact with us, it's admin@nicepodbud.com. We want to see like your art crimes and stuff. If you got interesting stories about things that like similar to things that we talk about, or do that. We'd love to hear it. But you can also support Brogan directly by checking out their store, which is
7billionneedles.com.
Brogan was so distracted doing something. I have no idea what.
I'll tell you at the break.
Okay. But yeah, if you want to support me, at the moment, the best way, I'm trying to stream as much as possible on Twitch. Twitch.tv/WayneGeo. And you can go to the schedule and see that I stream every weekend a comic drawing. Depending where you are in the world, it might be a Friday night, it might be a Saturday morning, it might be something completely different, because I don't know where you live, Cheesebag. Well, that's not true. I could find out by looking on our podcast app and seeing where the I don't know specifically your location.
That's not creepy at all.
But I can see location of listeners. There you go. Not creepy at all. But do you want to talk to Brogan directly? Reach out on social media at 7billionneedles.
If you want to reach out to Wayne directly, it's at WayneGeo.
Anyway, thanks for stopping by and having a listen. I got nothing else to say today. Yeah.
And as always, stay fresh, cheese bags.